Alrighty, chat. Very good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Alrighty, I hope we're all doing well today. Hope we've all had a good week. Hope we're all enjoying the A2A Comanche. I definitely am. I find myself wanting to fly the sim more and more off stream, which I don't. To be honest, I generally at the moment I don't have too much time to be flying the sim off stream, but I do find myself itching to try and find some extra time somewhere to do so since the release of that aircraft. Absolutely fantastic. So welcome guys, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be flying a very short route, a historic Air Botnia route, which at the later stages of that airline's life, from what I've read, they were acquired by Scandinavian SAS, and we're going to be flying one of their historic routes today. I managed to somehow find the flight number for this one as well, so that's what we're doing today. It's a very short route between Helsinki, Vantaa airports. We've got the MK Studio scenery for that, and over to Stockholm, Arlanda. We're going to be flying VOR only, so we're not going to be using the GPS in the JustFlight Fokker F28. And we're going to be flying in that aircraft, as you may have already guessed from the title of the stream today. So, yeah, it should be good fun. It's the first time I'm actually doing a proper flight in this aircraft, so it may be a little bit, let's say, I don't know, I might miss things, let's say, and I might sort of miss some of the finer points of how to fly the aircraft, but I'm sure we'll get from A to B nevertheless. So that's the plan for today. Like I say, VOR only, so it should be rather interesting, I think. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've obviously seen a lot of streams and videos about this aircraft already, and it is a stunning add-on. I have had a very quick mess around with it, and yeah, I'm really impressed by it so far. But like I say, this is my first flight with it. I haven't really had time to sit down and fully read through everything in the manual, but I think I've got a good general idea of what I'm doing. So hopefully it shouldn't end with us planting ourselves into the ground like we did in the last stream with the Comanche. So yeah, looking forward to it nevertheless. Right, who have we got in the chat? We've got Craig. Welcome, Craig. Joining along in the Airbus. Yeah, absolutely no problem, my dude. I'm at stand 11 at the moment at Helsinki. Lackey, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. MPS, welcome. Daz, welcome indeed. Jetty Flies, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Liana, welcome. Good to see you. Schutz, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you back in the chat, my brother. Captain KV, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Jetty Flies is flying along as well. Love to see it. Very nice. Very nice. You're at stand 16, Craig. Good stuff. I'll have to look out for you. I think we've got a few aircraft here actually on VATSIM at the moment, which is quite cool to see. So yeah, very good indeed. Roy, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. And the commentator, welcome indeed. Right. MPS says I look live on Golf the Open Liverpool and live volcano eruption Iceland. Is that a stream of the volcano eruption in Iceland? I've not actually caught up with any of those as of yet. I was quite. I do tend to find myself watching a lot of those streams when there is an eruption going on, but I haven't watched any of this most recent eruption. Right. Okay then, guys. So let's get cracking, shall we? Because like I say, this is a fairly new aircraft to me. So things may go wrong. I may miss things. Don't shout at me. But I'm sure it'll go fine. Right, so here we are. Currently on the ground here at Helsinki. And yeah, just on stand here. I actually decided to go for one of the stands with the without a jetway because hey, I assume that's Craig there in the Fuzz Air 320 Neo. Love to see it. Very nice. But yeah, I decided to go for one of these stands because none of these jetways at Helsinki will actually connect to the aircraft, and the other stands over there with the jetways that probably will work are a little bit too big, I think, for this aircraft. So yeah, we're going with this one. I think that probably fairly appropriate considering the type and smaller size of the aircraft. So yeah, this is what we're going for today. But yeah, I mean, you guys have probably seen a ton of coverage of this aircraft already. It's been pretty widely covered, hasn't it? And yeah, it's absolutely stunning model, I have to say. Very, very nice indeed. Lovely textures, as is always the case with JustFlight. And yeah, I'm really impressed by the detail of it, like the individual lights modeled in the wingtip here. Very, very cool indeed. And yeah, JustFlight never really seemed to disappoint with their most recent releases, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Everything looking super realistic with lots of grime and dirt and all of the you know, panel lines, rivets and all that kind of stuff. Very, very impressed by JustFlight's recent work in the sim. So yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time actually looking at the thing because, like I say, you guys have probably seen it all already, and if you've actually purchased the aircraft, you're probably, you know, very well acquainted with how the thing looks. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Let's set up a camera angle here like so. One thing I will mention though is there's been some cool updates to Flow Pro. Now, you guys saw in the last stream we had this landing rate one on, which was a recent addition, but there's also been a cool community add-on that was released in the last week or so, I think, and basically adds in a bunch of ways to toggle options in the Microsoft Flight Simulator menus without actually having to go into the menu. So, for example, you can turn the online functionality on or off from here. You know, those times where you actually get, you know, booted off the online functionality when there's some bandwidth bug. You know, instead of having to go to the menu when I'm on VATSIM, I could easily just come to here and turn it back on through this, which is super, super nice. And you can see it indicates green as well when it's on. There was actually an update to this add-on as well since I first installed it, with a bunch of other stuff as well. So if you come down to here, you can see we've got traffic nameplates as well, which is nice. Sound master, cockpit sound the engines, sound aircraft miscellaneous, sound other aircraft. I'm going to actually have that one on. And then let's see what else we've got. Toggle cockpit interaction, that's cool. Instrument name tooltips, that's also quite a nifty one to have. Let's see what else we've got. We've got objects level of detail, terrain level of detail. I'll stick those on. I'll stick terrain level of detail on. But what you can actually do, you can actually hover over these, and you can actually look at, see how it says 43 in the middle there. You can actually scroll, change the volume on the fly, which is super, super nice. Although, there, you can see it actually changed the volume of that aircraft that's next to me. So if I turn it up all the way. Very nifty. Very, very nifty, I think. I'm going to turn that down a bit, though. And yeah, those two are just handy to have. I think you can scroll on the terrain level of detail as well, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. That's a cool little addition, I think. And yeah, absolutely loving Flow, I have to say. Gets better and better with each update. Right, okay, let's jump on board our Fokker F-28 then, shall we? And let's get all briefed up and ready for the flight today. So we'll jump down into a seat in the cabin here. And the aircraft's currently cold and dark, but we'll go ahead and just run through our OFP as we normally do. You're the SAS ATR on the left, very good. Not sure what's going on with the fin air. It's probably whatever he's using for pushback. F-28 is too old school for me. Fair enough, fair enough. MPS, yeah, I mean, I really love the old birds because it just really sort of gives you a bit of a taste of, you know, what aviation used to be like before we had all these super advanced aircraft. But yeah, I will admit it is something that I probably won't fly a ton. but mainly because of the fact that, you know, I like to fly modern aircraft as well, and I like to put a lot of time and effort into learning those aircraft, and you can't just, with all these complex aircraft, you just can't learn them all at the same time. It's too much, in my opinion anyway, at least for the amount of time I have personally. So, yeah, I probably won't end up flying it a ton because I like to be able to do things properly. So, yeah, it just takes a bit too much time to do that, I think, in my opinion. Livery does a good job of making it look old. Indeed, yeah, they have some great paint kit for the JustFlight aircraft, especially this one. Roy's excited about this one. Already picked up the Comanche. Maybe I'm convinced enough to pick this one up as well. Yeah, well, let's see. Let's have a look then, shall we? Right, so OFP brief. Today we're going to be Air Botnia 431. We're going from Avanta to Arlanda. We're in a Fokker F28. In fact, let me just check something in the background here whilst we're doing this. Oh, I'm just gonna very quickly go back to the main menu whilst we're looking at the OFP here, because I've left my registration decal on from when I was flying the Comanche, and I want to turn that off because it will bug me. Nevertheless, speaking of registrations, we're going to be in Sierra Echo Delta Golf X-Ray. And yeah, call sign is going to be, I actually forget what it is. I think it's just it. God damn it, hang on. Sorry about that. Knocking my my wireless mouse receiver off my desk. Very smart of me. Right, so where were we here? Okay, I think we're back to where we were. I'll just reconnect to VATSIM. Right, good. There we are. Okay, good. So it's going to be Air Botnia 431. I'm just going to check that. Oh, it's actually BLF. Yes. Okay, Bluefin is going to be our call sign. Bluefin 431. Target of block time 1600, so in about half an hour, and target on blocks, or estimated on blocks 1719. We're covering only 274 miles. We'll have a slight headwind of 11 knots. Expected takeoff weight is going to be 29 tons, and our alternate is going to be this airport, which I'm certain I should know what it is, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And cruising at flight level 300. Trip time 51 minutes, and alternate time if we need to divert is going to be 25 minutes. Block fuel, we're going to take 4,323 kilograms of fuel, and departing, we're expecting 22 left here at Helsinki, and I'm not sure what departure we will get. Now, I don't think there is any ATC online here at the moment, so we'll probably just end up... Oh, there is actually. Okay, interesting. So I'm not sure what departure we're going to get. I think we may just get a heading after departure. That's possibly what we'll get, because I had a look through the departures here at Helsinki, and there aren't... I don't think there is any that are non-RNAV. So it may just be we get a heading after takeoff and then a direct to Alpha Mike India. So that is probably what we'll expect, and then we're going to go to the Tebi VOR and then Arlanda VOR for arrival on 01 left. Coming further down, we've got 74 passengers, 1.7 tons of cargo, and then coming further down, looking at the weather, everything looks fairly decent regarding SIGMETs, etc. Weather here at Helsinki is a little bit breezy, nothing too crazy, with showers in the vicinity. This is a 1450 Metar though, very old actually. So let's just get another one whilst we're here real quick. Okay, we only have a 1451. I would have thought there'd be another one by now at least. But nevertheless, that was saying there was showers in the vicinity with a few clouds of 4,500 with some CBs. So it's something to bear in mind. And then weather at Arlanda is a fairly similar story, unsurprisingly. With, yeah, winds more or less similar. And cloud coverage also in a similar region with some CBs around. It's Orebro. That's the one. I thought I recognized it. Right. Okay, good. So that is the weather looked at. Our routing initially going to take us to the south over to our initial VOR, the AMI VOR, and then out to the west across the sea here into Arlanda. I'm just going to bring that up on Navigraph here just to have a bit of a closer look. So you can see here we're coming out of Helsinki. Coming to the south, it's the Amari. Vortak in fact, and then we're going to take a radial off that 268 and then coming bound to the Tebi VOR, and then if we need it we can use the Arlanda VOR as well to get ourselves over the airfield, but we probably won't as Tebi is only 11 miles from the airfield itself. If ATC are online, they probably give us vectors from there, or I'll request vectors from there. Otherwise, if ATC aren't online, we'll vector ourselves anyway, and we're expecting runway 20 on left, so that would be coming down over to here. So it should be just give ourselves another westerly-ish heading to intercept the ILS into 0 on left there. Right, so that's the briefing. Let's get set up for the flight then, shall we? Boom. Right. MPS says I would have many complicated aircraft and almost only fly the PMDG, so I forget how to fly them all. Yeah, I'm exactly the same, MPS. Exactly the same. Yeah, I feel like I can remember to fly how to fly the CRJ fairly decently, but that's because I guess that's because I spent so much time doing the tutorials and stuff on it, but yeah, all of the other ones, it just slips out of my mind. Yeah. Prisimo Gaming, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. What do you have your airplane visibility set to in VPilot? Good question, actually. I can't quite remember. I have it set fairly restrictively, I think, just because of the frame rate issue you get sometimes. But I'll just tell you. Oh, no, I think I have it on the default. So I've got it on do not display aircraft beyond 100 nautical miles, and then maximum aircraft is 999. Right, good. So let's get cracking then, shall we? So we're currently empty on here, and yeah, let's jump into the flight deck, shall we, and get powered up. Right, so we'll come in here, and yeah, captain's not been on board yet, but we'll pretend they're there and just tuck them in nicely. We'll come up overhead. We'll initially turn the battery on. And yeah, we're going to start on. We're going to use APU power. I think we'll forego the external power because it's very loud. We're going to have the door open for a while, so let's just go for APU power, shall we? For today. So I'm not going to go through and check all of the voltages and things like that each time as well, by the way, chat. There aren't any failures modeled in this aircraft, and I feel like if I just go through and I'm checking everything all the time, other than, you know, the primary indications, well, I say primary indications, other than, you know, just doing what I know to do, I think it's just going to take ages because I'm slightly unfamiliar with this aircraft as it is. So we'll just some of the little bits here and there I might just miss, but like I say, because failures aren't modeled in this aircraft, you know, we know there's certain things that aren't going to go wrong. So there's not 100% need to check those in a flight simulation perspective. So yeah, just bear with me on that one. Right, good. So we'll go ahead and get the APU fired up. So we'll get the APU main on. And this is the APU starter. We'll pop that. Battery load increasing there. I'll pop out here and listen to the sounds. Beautiful. Very, very nice sounds indeed. Okay. Good, good, good. So that's 100%. We'll get Gen 3 online. Lovely stuff. Great. Okay. So we'll get in our chair then. Lovely stuff. Let's just pull that in. Okie dokies. Right, so we'll do our pre-flight. Again, I may miss things here, but I'm going to run through the checklist after each sort of phase. But yeah, you might have to just bear with me on that. So, in fact, before we do the pre-flight, let's just come here. We'll come to OFP and we'll bring in the OFP like so. That all looks correct. And then we'll jump over to the aircraft page and we'll just import the OFP payload, which should bring it in accurately. But I have noticed that it does seem to I had a short sort of test in here earlier on. It imported some of the figures incorrectly, but it looks like they're actually correct this time, which is good. Right, fantastic. So let's get some pre-flight stuff done then. We'll get the no smoking and seatbelt signs on. Emergency exit lights can go to armed. TIUs are on. Everything else is looking good there. Coming further up, everything looks fine. All good down here. Starter is off. See, Gen 3 is now online and looking good. That's all fine. Coming down here, bleed air panel is set correctly. What we'll do as well is we'll actually get some bleed air on, some air conditioning. So it is a little bit toasty outside. It's about 20 degrees. And then coming further down, everything looks good. The cabin pressurization, we're going to be cruising at flight level 300 today. So let's just zoom in. Some of these numbers I've noticed are very, very difficult to read at distance. But let's just wind this up. I believe you're supposed to set this at 1,000 feet above your flight altitude, which we'll set to 310 then. So that's set. All good there. We'll put windshield heating priority to the right hand side, and we'll just check the temperature. The temperature is just under 20 degrees, so we'll get the windshield heating to low as well, and everything else is set correctly. Good, good, good. Right, so coming down here, we'll set up the autopilot panel once we've done the other checks here. Come back to that in a moment. Like I said, I'm not going to run through all the checks and tests and everything on this one. Everything does work pretty much, so you can, test pretty much everything in here. But I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to do everything because it'll just take forever given my lack of knowledge in this aircraft. So let's just run through the most essential things. So we'll get the weather radar to standby. It doesn't work, but we'll put it in standby for now anyway. Everything else looks good here. Let's have a look at the hydraulic pressure. That all looks okay, although we could probably run the electric pump for a moment just to bring that pressure up a bit. That's all looking good. Did one of them go down there? Oh, it did, because that's going to be engine driven, I suppose, when that, yes, it is. Okay, yeah, good. Right. So coming further down, everything that's good. Crossfeed is off. TT, what are these? TTC switches there in takeoff. That's looking good there. Good, good, good. So coming further down, we'll get the nav lights on, and we'll get the radio masters on as well. Transponder can go to standby. We'll get the volumes up on the radios here. And the yaw damper APOs are off. Everything else looks good there. Fantastic. Good, good, good. So just checking over here as well. That's all fine. You can actually set up the flight data recorder. You know, you'd put your flight number in here. So let's do that. So we're going to be 431. 431. Date is the 21st. That's all looking good. Open up the oxygen. That's fine. Nice sound there. Gotta love it. Right, and then jumping over to the captain's side. Alternate brake is forwards. Everything else looks good. Good, good, good. Nose wheel steering should be... Oops. Nose wheel steering should be on. And that's all looking good. Right, we'll get the lights up here as well. And on this side. That's all good. Then there's a couple more options for lighting as well. Up here and up here. Good. Everything's nice and glowy now. Looking very nice indeed. Okay. Great stuff. So I'll just bring up the pre-flight checklist. So pre-flight checklist is a very long checklist. So I'll just try run through it very quickly. Electrical power is checked. Emergency light switch is armed. Constant speed drive and disconnect switches. Guards are closed. Engine panel is checked. Bleed panel checked. Air conditioning panel is checked. Airfoil anti-icing panel is checked. Engine anti-icing panel is checked. Pitot and vane heating is checked and off. Windshield heating is checked and on. Pressurization panel is checked. Fasten seatbelts. So no smoking sign switches are on. Glare shield panel. We haven't actually done that yet, have we? So let's just put that to on, and we'll tune our first DME, or first VOR, should I say, which is going to be the Amari VOR on 115.3. Good, that's on. Now, there's no use really setting a course at this moment in time because we don't know what our departure is actually going to be. We will set nav 2 though, and we can set, let's see on the ATIS what runway is in use. Departure runway 22 right and 22 left. We've planned for 22 left, so let's just bang the heading in there. So 22 left is going to be... 22 left is going to be a heading of 218 degrees, so we'll set that. It's 218 sets, and again, the courses, not sure what to set them to. I'll see what he gives us as a departure instruction. We'll set this to heading initially, and we'll set the pitch command to 10 degrees nose up. Good, that should do it. Fantastic. So the ATIS, just to bring you guys in the loop. We've got Delta here. ILS approach, arrival 22 left. Departure runways 22 right, 22 left. Runway condition code 666. Contaminants, all parts dry. Transition level 6.5, wind 2308, varying between 200 and 270 degrees, visibility 10 kilometers, shower, thunderstorms in the vicinity, few clouds, 4,500, temperature 20 degrees, dew point 11, QNH 1002, becoming Cav OK, information Delta, so 1002 as well, which we can go ahead and set. Jubbly, let's check it on this side. Oh, they're not synced up. I thought they were in this aircraft. I thought they were. Sync altimeters is checked. Interesting. Okay. Nevertheless, that's done. And our initial climb, don't know what that'll be, but let's say around about 6,000, let's say. We'll set that for now. We'll put it to 5.9 just to remind me. And that is that done. We're going to do a flaps 11 takeoff, so we'll set the bugs to that. And yeah, good. I think we're ready to request boarding and our clearance. So I'll request catering as well. I'll get my notepad. Good. Crew's already on board. So we're going to be bluefin 431 to stand 11. Type F28. We've got information Delta, the QNH 1002. Okay, let's get in touch with the approach controller then. 11901. Passengers. Arctic Turn, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Just asked for clearance. We're expecting a heading after takeoff. Good. Thank you, Jetty Flies. Appreciate that information. Just working out what the call sign is for this controller. Helsinki radar. Okay, good. And Helsinki radar, very good evening. Bluefin 431, Sand 11, type F28. Information Delta QNH 1002, requesting clearance to Stockholm, Arlanda.
Bluefin 431, Helsinki radar, good afternoon. Here clear to Stockholm, Arlanda, runway 22 right. After departure, fly heading 270. Expect vectors and route. Initial climb 4,000 feet, squawk 6456.
Cleared to Stockholm, Arlanda, runway 22 right, heading 270 initially, and expect vectors en route. Initial climb 4,000, squawk 6456, Bluefin 431.
Bluefin 431, clear, squawk.
Okay, good. So that's all correct. So it's going to be 6456.
Roger, via Whiskey Delta, line up runway 22 right. Thank you, 5D1802.
6456, and we're going to be actually 22 right for departure, which is the same heading, so no issues there. Lovely stuff, and it's going to be initially 4,000 and vectors en route. So like I say, I'm not going to set a course still, because what will most likely happen is we'll be given a vector to intercept a certain radial or a certain course inbound to our initial VOR. So we'll basically just follow the vectors, and he might he'll probably give us a direct to our VOR at some point, at which point we can basically just turn the course so that the CDI is basically, you know, pointing us directly towards it, and then we'll just follow that course. So nice and easy there for that. Good, right. So I never actually finished the pre-flight checklist, did I? I got torn away. I'm not sure what it was. So, glare shield panel, nav is set, and the fuel shutter valves indications are open, although I'm not entirely sure where they are. I assume it's some of these right here, but I'm not going to get too bogged down, like I say. GPWS system.
Glide slow. Pull up. Glide slow. Pull up.
Lovely stuff. Central warning and caution system is tested. Nose wheel steering is on. Alternate braking handle is forward. Right, I'm just going to run through some of the nothing that says check next to it. I'm going to miss all those. So static pressure in selector is normal. That should be down here. See, this is what I mean. I don't want to. I don't want to get too bogged down with looking for certain bits and bats. But nevertheless, let's see if we can find this one. Should be on the left-hand instrument panel. So that's going to be here. And is this it right here? It is. Okay, that's in normal. Compass up for DG. Guards are closed. Electric pump switches. Guards closed. Skid control is here. We can test everything, like I said. Everything works. All the tests work. Central instrument panel. All indicators checked. Hydraulic supply checked. Fuel pressure lights are on. Oh, the fuel shut off. I've just realised where that is. It's right here, isn't it? Beautiful. Okay, cool. So, they are open. That's good. Central instrument panel. Fuel pressure lights are on. Fuel filter iced lights. We can test those. Like I say, I'm going to miss all the tests out. Engine fire warning. Central caution lights, bright or dim. They're on bright. TTC switches are in takeoff. Speed brake is checked. Flaps are checked. Crossfeed switch is off. Booster pumps are... Well, we can check those quite easily just by turning them on and off one by one. Transfer switches are checked. Light switches are on. Communication avionics, again, check, check, check. Flight controls lock is on. That's this down here. Alternate landing gear handle is up. Okay, good. That is the pre-flight checklist complete. Good. So many checklists items. And pre-departure checklist. Circuit breakers are in. Oxygen is checked. APU air switch is on. Windshield heating low. Fasten seatbelt. No smoking on. Central warning caution system tested. Skid control tested. Engine fire warning tested. Fuel consumed indicators. That is these guys right here. They're reading 0. That's fine. Aircraft weight is also there. That is set. TCC switches takeoff. Nav light switch is on. And the flight recorder is set. Pre-departure check with AP running is complete. Good. Right. So I think that's the final bits of our passengers. I think the baggage is still being loaded though. So let's have a look. Yep, looks like it's still going on. Oh, it looks like they're waiting for me to open the door there. Did I request the catering? I did, but it's not come yet. Okay, fine. So before starting engines, let's say it's down to the line. It's not, but let's just do it. Rudder pedals, seats and harnesses are just unsecured. Electrical power and bleed air supply is checked. Brake pressure is checked. Parking brake is on. Fuel quantity is checked. That is these guys down here. That is checked. Pressurization is set. Thrust index. Oh, thrust index. That's not what we've done. Now, it does set it automatically based on the current temperature when you load in. But we can actually just, if we wanted to go a little bit more in depth here, we can actually have a look at our charts in the manual. And for this current temperature, which is, it is actually 20 degrees now. It's going to be... For an altitude we're currently at, it's going to be 170, so we can actually bump that up just by 1 there. So that's set. Nav aids are set, ship's papers on board, takeoff data is checked and bugs set, ground locks are removed, the windows and doors are closed. Right, good, ground locks aren't removed. We'll continue with that checklist once we have got all the baggage on board here. Good, lovely stuff. There we go, it's going on now. Fantastic. Lovely view from these, lovely wing views on this aircraft as well, I do have to say. These wings just look incredible. That's Jetty Flies on his way there. And I think, yeah, Craig's long gone now. Right, so we'll go ahead and close this guy up. As passengers are all on board, we'll get the door closed as well. In fact, oh, we forgot about one thing though, chat, didn't we? You can actually control the door from here by using this switch. But we forgot to put the boarding music on whilst the rest of the bags are loaded. So let's just do that, shall we, chat? Shall we get the boarding music on? Who put this music on? What the hell, chat? Come on now. Who did that? Who? JustFlight? Is JustFlight trolling me? I'm sorry, chat. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it. I won't make you listen to that. Dear me. Can't believe I almost forgot about that one. Don't worry, we'll have it on for the deboarding. Dear oh dear. No refunds, Liana. Copyright strike, yeah. Fortunately, I turned off monetization for this stream in anticipation. Dear me. Alright, baggage man still doing his thing. The logo lights are here actually on this aircraft, which is quite interesting. So when you have the nav lights on, you also have the logo lights on as well. You have no choice in the matter.
Scandinavian 150, 500 Delta, cross runway 22 left, taxi point 50 Delta.
Cross runway 22 left, turning point Whiskey Delta,
Alrighty, well whilst we wait for that, is there anything else I can be doing? I don't think there is really.
Okay, we're going to go with Unison. Thank you very much for your professional ATC. 5182, goodbye.
Okie dokies. Also, chat. Right, I couldn't find this in the manual anywhere. I tried to look for it, but what are these buttons right here? I thought they might be like toga buttons, but they're not, are they? Because, well, this aircraft doesn't really have a toga mode as such. But, yeah, I couldn't quite work out what they were from the manual for whatever reason. There's nowhere that really has them labelled. How nice is this cockpit though? It looks so good, doesn't it? So good. No refunds, Captain KV, I'm sorry. Does it have autopilot? It does have an autopilot, yes. It's a rather interesting autopilot actually, because you can look at here. These are the autopilot controls here, but this is for the flight director, so this is totally separate to the autopilot. So if you notice, if you look at the in fact it'd probably be easier to show on this side. If you look at the flight director, you can actually see how I'm changing the pitch there, the pitch command. So this is totally independent of the actual autopilot itself, so you actually sort of have to adjust the autopilot based on what your... Sorry, you have to adjust the flight director based on sort of what the autopilot is, or what you're about to make the autopilot do, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit of a funky way of doing things, but I mean, it works. It works. And for some reason, this is supposed to show the registration of the aircraft, but for whatever reason, that's not showing in this livery. Right, there we go. All the baggage is boarded. All the baggage is, well, on board, should I say. Is the catering going to come now or not? discuss. I'm not sure if I want to wait for it. Catering vehicle is on its way. Right, okay. Well, we'll close that anyway. Oh, here he is. Okay, that's a rather big catering truck for such a small aircraft, but we'll let him do his thing real quick. Just because I kind of want to see what the GSX integration is like, because they did add support for it. So I'm just intrigued to see. Wow, that door feels like it's very low down. Not much headroom there. Not much headroom at all. Thank you very much, Craig. Thank you.
Scandinavian 150, by Whiskey Delta, line up runway 22 right.
Whiskey Delta, line up runway 22.
Yeah, look, this guy's going to bump his head, you see.
150.
It looked like he almost ducked there for a second. I'm not sure why the service door is so shallow. Maybe, I mean, I guess in the real world they probably wouldn't have this kind of contraption. They would probably just maybe like have a little staircase or something and just carry it on, maybe. I'm not sure. But nevertheless, we'll let it happen. We'll let it happen. Soren, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Looks like a very detailed aircraft again from JustFlight. Just very niche. I can see myself liking it, but hardly ever flying it. Yeah. Shots, I think I'm in the same boat as you, to be honest. I mean, like I explained earlier on, yeah, time is an issue on my end. So it is a very in-depth aircraft. I mean, you know, I would almost go as far as saying it's study level, just because, excuse me, just because of the amount of stuff that works in there. Only thing it's really missing is failures, in my opinion. Rick convinced me I'll buy it from you, Liano or Captain KV. Very good, Roy. Soren, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Throttles, buttons on the throttle disengage, something or activate something is a question. You would have thought so, yeah. You would have thought so. I'm honestly not sure exactly what the purpose is.
Scandinavian 150, wind 230 degrees, 8 knots, variable between 200 and 270 degrees, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Disappointing when the little details are not polished, to be honest. Which little details were you talking about there, Captain KV? Door not opening properly. I have a feeling that's not incorrect though. I have a feeling that is potentially how it's supposed to be, because if you look at the 3D model here, you can see, if you look at the roof, I mean, there's not much more room for it to open. It slides upwards, that door, so I feel like that is probably how it should be. It's just, you know, I think the GSX catering is probably not well suited for this type of aircraft. As you can see, it looks a little bit ridiculous, doesn't it? So that's probably making it look worse than it actually is. And as you can see from the outside, I mean, it does actually look like there's a decent amount of room there, but again, it's a service door, so yeah. I mean, maybe back in the day they wanted to make certain parts of the operation a little bit, I don't know. They just don't give as much comfort and ease of use to the people who are working on the aircraft, I guess. But let's close this door anyway, as I think that's what's happening. That's what he's waiting for. Good, right? Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready. So we'll prepare for pushback and departure. So We'll wait for the tug to connect, and then we'll get on our way. Look how beautiful this texturing looks though from the outside. It's so nice. Just realised I've forgotten the chocks. We'll get them out.
Canadian 150 is landing in, climbing 4,000 feet, flying heading 2.
Alrighty.
Scandinavian 150.
Tobias, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. F28 looks amazing, but a bit too old for my liking. Fair enough, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people have said that in the chat today.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. 200, direct.
Here she is. With the pin.
Navigation direct.
Download manual, can't see anything about the throttle buttons. Yeah, I was the same. I did look in the manual as well, but I couldn't see anything.
Switching roll navigation, direct Alpha, Mike India, Canoe 152.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Righto then, chat. So we're ready for pushback. We've done our before start checklist down to the line. Bluefin 431 stand 11 is ready for push and start.
Bluefin 431, push and start approved facing northwest.
Push and start approved, face northwest, Bluefin 431.
Locking gear.
Northwest.
Release parking brake, please.
Okay, so parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Righto then, chats. Let's go for an engine start. So starter master can come on, and we'll go for a start on engine 2 to begin with. Starter valve is on, and you can see it actually cuts out the air conditioning whilst it starts the engines, which is super interesting. Actually, it's funny to see anti-collision lights can come on as well. It's just super interesting because it's like you've got an aircraft like the 737 which doesn't even do that automatically, and this is old now. Right, so there we go. We've got 20%, 2,000 RPM. We'll get the fuel valve to start. There's the starter. And we'll wait. Oh, do you see that flash there? That was so cool. Right, and then we'll get it to run. Coming over 50% and 400 Celsius on the TGT. That's all stabilized. We'll go for a start on number 1.
Flight level 280, Finn,
Waiting for 15 to 20% here on the RPM. There it is. We'll put it to start. No spinning inside the engine visibly. These are turbo fan engines. So, sorry. Yeah, they are. Are they turbo? I'm getting my terminology mixed up here. Let me just do that. Yeah, so they don't actually spin. These are just guide vanes that guide air into the engine. They're turbojet engines. That's the word I was looking for. Alright, parking brake set. We'll come back in here, see how we're doing, and we'll go to run. Lovely stuff. And I forgot one thing, chat. I forgot one thing. I should have put the booster pumps on. But it seems like the engines start fine without the booster pumps. Guess there may be more for redundancy than anything. So that's done. We're going for a flaps 11 takeoff. We'll set the flaps to 11. That's done. Let's have a look at that. Hello? There we go.
Unlocking
You can see we've got the indication there on on the wing in case you need to come out and check it. You can see the beacon light reflecting off there as well. Looking very, very nice. Super loud engines. Right.
tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
So come back up top. Let's just run through everything here.
Right is clear.
All the generator lights out. That's all looking good there. Everything looks good up here. We'll get the starter master off now. We'll shut off the APU gen and the APU air, and we'll shut down the APU with this button. That's shutting down. We'll get the both of the air conditioning packs. I'm not sure if you would call it packs in this aircraft or not, but they're on now. That's fine. And the APU is coming down. That's all good. Everything looking good here. We'll get the pitot and vane heating on. We'll get the anti-ice to automatic. And that is everything set. Good stuff. RPM at 0 there for the APU, so we'll turn that off.
150, request approximately 20 minutes away from cockpit.
Good. So, after starting engines checklist, central warning and caution system.
Approximately 20 minutes.
Are out. HB fuel valve levers are open. Fuel pressure light is out. Igniter lights are out. Start valve light out. Starter master switch off. Generator lights out. Gen 3 switch off. APU air switch is off. Let me just double check I actually turned that off. I did.
Okay, Roger. We'll wait until Unicorn finish.
Air conditioning main both on. AC and DC is checked. Engine anti-icing auto. Windshield heating low. Pitot and vane heating on. Hydraulic supply is checked. All in the green. Electric pump switches are off with the guards closed. Flight control lights, that's these down here. They're all out. Flaps are set. After starting engines checklist complete. We'll get the transponder on as well now. Good. Oh, we've not done a departure briefing, have we, chat? I mean, we sort of did one anyway. We've not really done a taxi briefing, but we'll just roll with it. We'll just roll with it. Okay. Bluefin 431, request taxi.
Bluefin 431, taxi to holding point, Zulu Delta by Alpha Delta.
Taxi to holding point, Zulu Delta via Alpha Delta. Bluefin 431. So that's basically just in a straight line ahead. Good. So we'll get the taxi light on. Off we go. Let me just see if that works with the keybind, actually. It does. And the landing lights, they do. Strobe light does as well. Love to see it. Very nice. Good work. JustFlight. Alright, are you ready for this, chat? These engines are so loud.
That's good for 1-1-3 if you're fine.
Whew. That beacon light looks nice. Sounds are very, very good on this. Ground handling feels pretty good as well. It feels like it's got some inertia to it. Alrighty, let's do a brake check. They're all good. Quite weak brakes, actually. So, taxi checklist, flight instruments are checked and set. Trim is set.
122, just on the way. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Coal tank indicators are black. Flaps 11 degrees. Crew briefing is complete. Let's pretend we did that. Just interested to see where the trim indicator is. Oh, it's there. Interesting. Okay.
Bluefin 431, Zulu Delta cross 22 left back to the Park Whiskey Delta.
Via Zulu Delta, cross 22 left to Whiskey Delta, Bluefin 431. Alrighty, I'm going to do the lineup checklist now because probably going to take us, well, just to save the controller a bit of headache from me sitting on the runway. So, brake temperature. Oh, I do not actually know where the brake temperature gauge is. Usually it's down here on the pedestal, isn't it? Not sure where that is. We're just going to say that's checked. We'll do a crew call as well. Get the strobes on as well as we cross the runway. Right. Oh. There we go. Cabin secure, there we go. Love to see it. All looks clear. Good stuff. So, brake temperature is checked, APU is off, lift dumpers, we'll arm those. Flight controls, we'll release this guy here. So left, right, back, forwards, and on the rudder, left and right. Good. Flight controls are checked. Your damping switch is in. Transponder is on. Landing lights will turn on as we actually line up. And that is the lineup check is complete. So we'll get the strobe off now. I'm doing okay here, chat, I think. I can't lie. So we're going to Whiskey Delta, which again is just following this taxiway straight on here. See if we can find the brake temperature whilst we are taxiing on here. Keep veering off to the left. Oh, look at this bump in the runway. Taxiway. It's no good, is it? We'll try finding the brake temperature when we're up in the air, I think. It's probably the best idea. These are the anti-icing bays here, or the de-icing bays here at Helsinki, or at least some of them anyway. Yeah, I have to say, right, Whiskey Delta, correction, line up 22 right, Bluefin 431. Whiskey Delta. So this is Whiskey Delta here, you can see just in front, just about on that sign there. Right, so lineup checklist is more or less complete. We just need to put the landing lights on, which we'll stick on now. Get the strobe on as well. To right, clear for takeoff, Bluefin 431. Lighting looking very nice. Very nice. So, here's the runway. Cabin is secure. All our checklists are done. Hopefully I've not missed anything. Let's go for it, chat. Fuzz Toga's in the chat. Incredible sounds.
80 knots. Power set. Rotate.
There we go. Feels quite nice on the rudder, I have to say.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Set climb power.
Oh, we need heading 270. I completely forgot to set that. Alright, climb power.
Bluefin 431 Helsinki radar from
Climb flight level 280 and confirm we're still on heading 270, Bluefin 431.
Correct.
Right, so 270. And we'll come down to about 5 degrees of pitch here so we can accelerate. Resume on navigation, direct Alpha Mike India, Bluefin 431. Alright, there we go, chat. So that's what we're expecting. We'll just wind the course here until CDI points us directly to the VOR. So we'll turn left now. Right. So let's get the AP in here. And we'll go to indicated airspeeds. We'll keep it in roll mode initially just to get ourselves turned here to face towards where we want to go. Should be about 250 knots. We're just below 250 knots. That's fine. Just going to hold that roll. I'll bring the heading bug round. And we'll go to heading. As the CDI comes in, we'll go to beam, which is going to follow the VOR inbound. Which should do any second now. There we are. Now it's turning inbound to the VOR, which you'll love to see. Very, very nice. Good. Smooth. Let's go to 1013. Right, lovely stuff. And we shall go back to, we'll go to pitch mode now. And we'll actually pitch forwards a little bit so we can accelerate to 270 knots, which we can set on the heading bug just here. I don't really know what I want to do with the flight director at this moment in time. We'll go VOR lock. And then the pitch command, I don't really know what pitch I want really. I'm just looking at increasing the speed a bit here. So let's keep pitching forwards a bit here. Very, very gentle on that pitch control. We get the landing lights off. Taxi lights off as well. Give the cabin a bing. Seatbelt signs and no smoking signs off. We're accelerating very, very slowly here. Let's give us a bit more pitch down. There we go. Speed's coming up, and you can see this from this fast, slow, how fast we are in comparison to the bug that we set. So let's go now to indicated airspeed, which is going to hold that speed, and it's going to continue the climb at that. Very, very nice. I think that was quite a smooth and successful departure, I have to say, for my first departure in this aircraft. Pretty pleased with that, I can't lie. I could test the throttle buttons and see what happens. I'm not sure if I want to be honest. One two two eight Bluefin 431. Thank you very much for your service. Bye. Right, over to Unicorn then. Hey, Loco Hombre, thank you so much for coming in with the 10 Australian dollars super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much, my friends. (2,000 feet per minute climb rate. Not too great, not too bad though. But yeah, 39.1 miles out from the VOR. Love to see it. Very nice. We haven't had any window views yet, have we, chat? I've been so preoccupied with flying this thing. Nice. Just heading out over the sea. Actually heading into Estonian airspace. And we'll be taking a right turn inbound to our next VOR, which is going to be Tebby on 1171, which will set on this side. 1171. Now that's probably not identified just yet anyway, but yeah, no, it's not. In fact, we seem to have lost the DME on this VOR, although it is still indicating here, interestingly enough. Did that happen when I changed this? Let's just try that. Yeah, it seems to be unless you have them both tuned. Or maybe this is only indicating VOR nav 1, maybe. Can you change it? The text is so small. Let's see, we've got DME set on both sides. Yeah, I wonder if this DME indicator only indicates DME nav 1. Perhaps it does. Nevertheless, we've still got it anyway on the CDI here, so we'll tune 1171. We might as well set our altitude up to 300, which is our cruising altitude. Let's see, are we pressurizing? Yes, we are. Looking good. Right, after takeoff checklist. Landing gear is up, flaps are up, lift dumpers are in. RPM TGT TTC is checked. Landing and flare out light switches are off and retracted. And engine anti-icing is in auto. Pressurization is checked. Fasten seatbelt, no smoking is off. And we do actually have ice detection on this aircraft as well. So if you get icing, it will actually light up here, which is always interesting. Good. Right. Well, this is like an old... You know, this is like the good old days, isn't it? So why don't we just open up the cockpit door, ask some of the passengers to come in and, you know, take a look around the flight deck. Why the heck not? Lovely stuff. Right. Aviator 04, good afternoon. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. It says, 2 questions. Have I ever thought of becoming VATSIM ATC? I have thought about it, yeah, but it's just not something I've really got time for, to be honest. And any plans of purchasing Track IR? Again, it's something that I've thought about, but it's just not something that I can really justify spending the money on at the moment. I'm not sure if I would go for Track IR or the Tobii eye tracker, to be honest with you. I think Track IR might be better for me because I have this microphone in my face a lot of the time. But yeah, I don't know. Not really thought about it too much. Yeah, I would like to have it. I would like to have it, to be honest. It would make things a lot nicer, I have to say. Spark of a tab. Well, yeah, I mean, back in the day, that's what they would have done, wouldn't they, right? I think there is even an ashtray down here. Yeah, look at that. I'm sure that's an ashtray right there. Right, so we're coming inbound close to the next, to the VOR. We'll need to change our course. So we're going to take an outbound course of 268 degrees. So heading bug is synced up. So we'll go to heading mode on the autopilot. And once we get into that cone of confusion for the VOR, we'll take a right turn and intercept the next course. We'll set this to 268 in preparation. In fact, I'll start the turn at 4 miles just because I don't know how wide this thing's going to turn. There we go, anyway. Oh, beautiful Estonia, man. Look at that. Oh, yeah, we're going to need to turn a bit more than that. Oh, yeah, buddy. Very nice. Taking that turn a little bit wide there, but it's fine. 20 degrees of bank, it looks like, on the autopilot. I don't know if there's any way to control that. Jetty Flies is right in front of us. Don't see you just yet on the TCAS, so it must be a decent amount ahead of us, I think. In comes that course bar. We'll go back to beam now. You can see on the annunciator panel here, you've got what the flight director is doing and what the autopilot is doing as well. Again, very interesting way of doing things, but seems to work. Speed is Mach 0.7 at the moment. Jetty Flies, well, just under Mach 0.69-ish. Like I was saying earlier on, chat, these controls are just for the flight director here. So even if I flick this altitude hold switch here, it's not going to level off. It's just going to put the flight directors so they're at level flights, basically. So you can see we're still climbing. Alright, well, off we go, chat. Now we've just got to wait for the next VOR to be identified, and then we'll switch over to that. We'll set 268 here as well, inbound. Roy says, can definitely recommend the Track IR. Good, yeah. Yeah, I think I am leaning a little bit more towards Track IR for the reasons that I said. That always took me up to the flight deck of a 757, 767 DC-8. It was amazing. Oh, I bet, Daz, yeah. I bet. I've not been on a flight deck for many years myself, and when I did, I think I was very young, so I hardly even remember it. The thing about VATSIM ATC is to read procedures and study on an airport, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you are, wanting to become a controller, yeah, I think it's definitely worthwhile, just starting with one airport and learning those procedures first, definitely. Captain Gavy says, if you do get Track IR, make sure you get the model that attaches to your headset and not the model that attaches to the baseball hat. I will do, yeah. Thank you, Captain Gavy, yeah. Thank you, yeah. MPS says, and then you come to Stockholm or fly over Arlanda. You come see a lot of archipelagos. It's very nice too. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I love flying into Stockholm. Although, to be fair, I don't think I've actually ever approached Stockholm in the sim from the east. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Roy's using the baseball hat version. You think it works better when you do a lot of head turning. Oh, interesting. Good to know. Good to know. I feel like I probably won't want to wear a baseball hat a lot of the time when I'm on computer. So I might not have the option there. Craig says if I hadn't left 8 minutes too early, I'd have a 9.9. What did you get, Craig? What did you get? But nicely done. I mean, 9.9. Anything close to 9.9 is amazing, dude. Oh, we just got a beep beep beep. 1213. Right, who are we speaking to here? Helsinki Control. Helsinki Control, very good afternoon. Bluefin 431, flight level 300.
Bluefin 431, air contact, continue.
Maybe we can have a stream where I find in all the Scandinavian capitals. Copenhagen, Oslo, Stockholm, Copenhagen. Yeah, I mean, that could be a good one. Definitely, yeah. I think maybe when Joe Erland's Oslo comes out, maybe we'll do that then. Bit bumpy up here, isn't it? Tobias says, well, watching your stream, I started thinking about buying the F-28 again. Looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, it is really nice, I have to say. I mean, you know, this is my first sort of impressions of it, if you like. I've not flown it at all up until this point. And, yeah, I'm really impressed by it. The sounds are fantastic. The texturing and modeling is just absolutely, you know, spot on. Really, really nice. Oh, we're getting a little bit of an overspeed there. Hang on. I forgot we've leveled off here. Meep meep. Sounds like a car horn or something, doesn't it? Right, so we want to be aiming for about Mach 0.7 here, I think. But yeah, it is really nice. Hand fly is very nice as well, I have to say. Feels really nice to hand fly on that departure there. It felt very stable, very easy to sort of trim out and get it flying, you know, nicely in a climb. You know, the EFB is great. It's just like, you know, the other EFBs that JustFlight have done. Really, really nice EFB. You know, it's not, maybe the design of it is maybe not as fancy as some other EFBs, but it's functional. It works nicely. It works nicely. And yeah, it's a great little aircraft if you want to just do something a little bit different, you know. Because, you know, compared to some other historic aircraft we've had in the sim, it's not that old, I suppose. So yeah, I mean, like we're doing today, we're doing, you know, an Air Botnia SAS, where you can obviously do a lot of routes out of Helsinki, which is where they were based, and Stockholm, which would be super nice. A lot of nice little short hops in that area. And I mean, you know, they're quite fairly widely used, I think. In the US as well, there's quite a few operators of it in the US. It comes with a bunch of liveries, with loads of really good quality liveries as well. And yeah, I mean, it's just nice, and it's the only aircraft I've seen with this functional cabin crew panel here. You can see we've got the pilot light lit up here because I did a call earlier on. I did the stewardess call. But we can reset that because we've dealt to that. The cabin crew's dealt with that. You can adjust the temperature from in here because if you have a look in the flight deck here, you can see you've got this cockpit stewardess or steward temperature control, which is for the cabin temperature basically. And when you've got it in the steward position, it'll be controlled by this rather than being controlled by the flight deck. And these do work as well, but I suppose they're not really doing anything as such. What's this one? PIL call. I suppose that's to call the back of the aircraft, maybe. Let's see. Are there any lights associated? Sounds back here really nice as well. Can't go in the toilet, unfortunately. But it also does have... Let's see. Let's just reset that. Oh, and it's got music as well. You might have heard that earlier on. It doesn't play while the aircraft's running. But if you turn on the no smoking and seatbelt signs as well, I think they work. Yeah, up there, sorry. There it is.
Bluefin 431, when ready, descend to level 200.
Descend level 200 when ready, Bluefin 431. Are we ready? Let's see. We can use this top of descent calculator, why not? And the target altitude... Gonna be, let's just call it 200. 3 degrees, 94 miles we need. Now, I can't actually see how far away we are because we've not identified this next VOR yet, interestingly enough. 1171, let me just check we've got the right frequency in there. 171. So it's difficult to see how far away we are from Arlanda at the moment. Maybe we can try something else. Maybe one of the DMEs. Maybe it's got more range to it. We'll try 1133. Nope, that one's not working either. We'll try 11445. There's loads of DMEs at Arlanda. Nothing on that one either. 11375. Nope. 11205. Nope. Let's go back to 1171 for now. There we go. 97 miles. Okay. So Tebi is a little bit further out from the airport by 10 miles. So we don't need to descend just yet. I'm actually just going to use this opportunity to nip to the loo. So I'll be back in 1 second. Right. Not sure why the screen went black then. Sorry about that. Okay, good. So let us go to heading mode. Heading bug will sync up. Go heading, and we'll go to nav 1. And then we'll go back to beam, and we'll just capture the inbound inbound course to our VOR. So we can start descending now, flight level 200. Oh, the speed's washed off loads there. Oopsie daisies. Let's go to pitch initially. And we'll pitch down. Wasn't paying attention to the speed there. Right. Let's get the music down so I can focus up a little bit. Get the fasten seatbelt signs and no smoking on. We'll set our pressurization for the descent. Okay, that's as low as it can go. Maybe that's all you're supposed to do there, potentially. Interesting. Let's see how that goes.
Moving forward, K1, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved today.
So we're in a descent now. We could do with just pitching down a bit more.
Looking forward, K1, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, bluefin 431. Thanks again, bye.
Clear 5 for Tango, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved. Frequency change approved. My boy.
Right, now we'll go to indicated airspeed for the descent. Do about 270 knots. May just need to come back a bit on the power. Come back a bit more on the power, see if we can get a little bit more rate of descent. Our ground speed, 387. So I want to do about 1800 feet per minute, 1900 feet per minute. Getting the landing gear horn, interestingly. Okay, fine. We'll just continue like we are. Interestingly, this DME is now reading the other VOR, which I'm a little bit confused about, but I can look into that. Nevertheless, descent checklist, fasten seatbelt switches are on, pressurization is set, TTC switches, we'll get them to take off. Landing data, we're going to land, we'll do flaps 42 for this one. That's set. And we'll just leave the bug there, that's fine. Crew briefing is not complete. We'll attempt to do that whilst we are descending on down here. So, we've got about 70 miles to go, so 7419. We're a bit high here, so let's see if we can get a bit of speed brake out and just increase that rate of descent. What do speed brakes look like on this aircraft? Oh, they're not there. Are they on the back on this one? Is it this guy? Doesn't seem to want to deploy. This is definitely a speed brake. It's not really helping us, is it? Not sure why that's not deploying though. Oh, it is. Look at that. Just a tiny bit right at the end there. Okay, fine. We can increase the speed a little bit here, but I don't really want to faff about too much with this autopilot because it is a little bit funky. Right, so let's get ready for the approach then. So someone said they were landing on 2.6. Let's have a quick look. Right, I'll keep going down. They are landing on 2.6, aren't they? Interesting. Okay, that's cool. Quick check of the weather. Yeah, I can see why they're doing that. That's fine. Okay, so we'll plan for a 2.6 then. So approach ILS 2.6. So that's going to be 110.1. So I'll put that into nav 2. One 0.1 and 250 on the course. So let's check the weather together here so we can get in the loop. So winds 250 at 10 knots, cav okay, 16 degrees temperature. QNH is 1003. And the we've got temporary showers of rain, scattered clouds at 4,000 with CBs. So weather looking pretty decent. How far are we out now? 50 miles. Uh, 50 miles out, so we should be 5, 10, 15,000. So we're back on the profile. That's good. So let's do an approach briefing then, shall we? Very quickly here. Quizzy, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Can't go in the toilet. Are we on a Ryanair flight? We're not. We're not. Okay, so let's just quickly do this briefing. So we're currently flying inbound Tebby, as you can see here. Basically, all we're going to do for the approach is we're going to take a heading off our current inbound course. We'll assume we're on vectors, and we'll intercept the ILS here. The ILS is for runway 26, 11-7 charts. Frequency is 110.1. ESSA is the identifier. Final approach course 250, and the final approach fixed 2,500 feet, 7.5 miles. The decision height, which is what we'll use in this aircraft, is 200 feet, and the airport elevation 138, runway elevation 125. MSA highest in the southeast at 2,200 feet, and the ILS platform altitude 2,500, and the glide slope is standard 3 degrees. We've got a PAPI to the left of the runway, and the minimum we've already covered 200 feet. Decision height is what we're going to be using. If we need to go around, it's basically straight ahead to 1,500 feet, radio vectoring for a new approach, so super straightforwards. And then let me just pay attention here 1 second. We'll do the taxi briefing in a minute. So we need to come back on speed now. So we'll come back to pitch. Pitch up a bit to get to 250 knots. Let me just use this bug here. This is easier. Get the speed brake in. It's very slow at responding to the pitch on here. We'll also go to heading mode in preparation. Speed's going back. There we are, 250 knots. Let's go to IAS again. And let's give ourselves a vector off to intercept the ILS. So let's try 320. We'll try 330. Might be a bit too much, but I'd rather do a bit too much than a bit too less. We'll set the inbound course 250. Now, I'm not sure if you need to set the ILS on both here for it to work properly, but that's what we're going to do. ILS is not identified just yet. We'll set this down to 2,500 feet. And we'll also go to the local altimeter, which is 1003. That's set. And I've probably given myself a bit too much of a heading there, so change that to 315. And we'll do the approach checklist. So no smoking switch is on, altimeters are set, anti-icing is checked, landing light switches, oh I forgot about those, they're on, taxi lights on as well. And landing gear warning switch, normal or alternate. Interesting. I must have missed that somewhere. That might be why how you can stop the landing gear warning from coming off. But we'll leave it as it is for now. I'm going to arm the lift dumpers because I probably will forget that. Right, are we ready for the first landing in the Fokker chat? We'll go 290 now. Maybe 280. There we go, 26 miles to go. So we should be about 7,500 feet, so we're a bit low. That's fine. We'll add a bit of power. That's going to decrease our rate of descent. Go to approach, which is put the light on both sides, so maybe you do need it on both sides for it to work properly. And I've just realized I've got the ILS frequency tuned incorrectly on one side, so that's that fixed. Good. Right. No glide slope indication yet, but we do have the localizer, which is fine. We'll go to VOR lock and we'll arm the localizer. So now we've got VOR lock on both sides in yellow. There's a glide slope. And we're actually just going to go to pitch now, I think. And we can start to slow the aircraft down a bit. We'll set the bugs. Right, now where is this landing gear horn situation? Oh, there we go. Lovely. Not a chance for no window views. Oh, it's a bit cloudy anyway. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Right, let's make sure we record a replay here. Okay, we need to slow down way more than this. Localizer is captured. Sorry if I'm missing your messages, by the way, chat. I'm just fully focused up here. Let's get Sky Dolly on. Come back down to idle power here because it's really struggling to slow down. And we shall arm glide. Go glide slope auto on the flight directors as well. Glide slope is now green. That means it has now captured. 30 miles out. We're at 230 knots. So actually looking pretty good on speed. You can start to bring the flaps out 180 knots. So I'm actually going to use a bit of speed brake here because it's going to be a bit difficult to slow down otherwise. Arlanda traffic, Bluefin 431 established ILS runway 26, 10 miles. Arlanda traffic. Help if I was on the right frequency. Arlanda traffic, Bluefin 431 established ILS 26, 10 miles. Arlanda traffic. Right, there we go. We'll get the speed brake in now. Speed's come back nicely. 10 miles to go. Oh, it really doesn't want to slow down.
My final 126, Arlanda traffic.
Bit more speed brake, shall we? There she is. Oh, it's opening out more now. It's opening out more. Hello. How do you do today? Right. Let's go flap 6. We're at 170 knots. Let's go flaps 11. Lovely flap animations there. Radio altimeters are live. 200 is our minima. Drop the gear. Super slow gear in this aircraft. Right, speed's going back nicely now. Let's get a bit of power back in. And flaps 18. $2,000 feet. We're on the glides, all looking good there. Plus 25. Oh, there is actually some call outs. Good. Love to see it. Alright, landing checklist.
Arlanda traffic in 150. Has vacated runway 26. Is passing to stand go.
Landing gear down. Skid control is checked. Brake pressure is checked. Lift dumpers armed. Flaps set. Landing checklist complete. We'll go to full flaps here. Arlanda traffic, Bluefin 431, short final, runway 26. Arlanda traffic. Right then, chats. I've probably forgotten something. I don't know if I actually have. I think I'm doing quite well here. Let's do this thing. Plane's talking out of its ass. Oh, lovely. Welcome, Jack. Welcome. Right. Let's see if we can... Can we disconnect the autopilot just using my joystick? I can. Lovely. Right. Let's do this thing. So stable, chat. Look at that. No hands.
What the?
1,000 feet is checked. We're stabilized. Cabin secure. I feel like my sensitivity might be a little bit low. Not sure. It's definitely got a nice feel of weight to it, though, I have to say. 500 feet is checked. And you're supposed to put out the speed brake just as you come over the runway threshold as well.
100 feet to minimum.
Minimums.
Continue.
Flight slow.
Disregard. Speed brake's coming out all the way.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, I floated it. And a little bounce as well, I think. I'm not sure. Lift dumpers are out. Wow. That felt quite nice to land, actually, even though my technique was probably not that great, but that felt real nice. I could feel that I was over-flaring it. I was just trying for that butter, but never mind. Right. Wow. Yeah, that felt good, chat. That felt good. Arlanda traffic, Bluefin 431 vacated 26 at X-ray 3, Arlanda traffic. Right, okay, let's just pause here for a quick moment. I never got to brief the taxi in, so I'm just going to have to stop here for a second and just have a look at taxi in. We'll get the flaps up whilst we're here. We'll have a look at what that looks like. We've got the lift dumpers out there, looking very, very cool. Look at the flaps, nice and slow. Oh, yeah. That's really nice. That looks really nice. Get the landing lights off. And the strobe lights can come off as well. Alrighty, we'll get the APU fired up. I think it's quite a short taxi in from here, so we'll get it. Oh, we'll get the APU main on for now. Oh, oh, chat. Oh, chat, listen. The cabin crew start the music. Oh. Right, so we're at X-ray 3. We can continue straight on here and then continue on down Zulu. Let's do that. Start the APU. The cabin crew rickrolled you that time, chat. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, we'll go for stand 12, I think. Mitchell, welcome to the chat. Oh dear, welcome to Arlanda, guys. This is the Orbx scenery, which we've covered on the channel extensively, but oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Right, is our APU online? It is. Good. Okay, so after landing checklist, APU is on, speed brakes are in, lift dumpers are in, flaps are up, airfoil anti-ice off, engine anti-ice off. In fact, we can go ahead and turn these guys off. P2 and vane heating can come off. Windshield heating is in low. Gen 3 switch, we'll go ahead and turn that on. Radio and transponder put to standby, and over here as well. Yaw damping turn off. Flight controls lock can go on. Engine fire warning is checked. Good. Right, just following the one-way system here on into our stand here at Arlanda. In flames music on hard landing, yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Oh, I think I've gone. No, I haven't gone too far. Here we are, Zulu Hotel. We'll get the taxi light off now as well. I'm sorry guys if this is stuck in your head for the rest of the day. I do apologise in advance. Here's our stand. The ground handling on this does feel extremely nice, I have to say. Very, very nice ground handling. Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down. Got the Null Aero VDGS as well here. Yeah, I always do a good stop with the Null Aero. I don't know what it is. Right. Oh, we're not far enough forward. We need to go a bit further forward. Maybe it doesn't recognize the door position properly on this aircraft just yet. Oh, what the hell? The jetway is connecting automatically. Is that an airport thing or an aircraft thing? I don't know. Nevertheless, welcome to Arlanda, guys. Alrighty then. Let's get the engine shut down. We've got the generator 3 online. We've got the APU air on as well. And we'll go engine 1 shut down, engine 2 shut down. Oh, I love that flash. That's so cool. Oh, I think I've... Oh, there we go. I've managed to save the landing rate there. Good. Okay. Good. So, we'll look at that in a moment. 167 feet per minute. Not too shabby, actually. Alrighty. I don't know why the jetway connected on its own there, actually. I kind of wanted to show you guys something that I recently discovered about this airport. And they have jetway sounds that I've not noticed before. I don't know if that's been added in a recent update or not. Right. There we go. So, after landing check is completed. Good. Right. We'll use the ground power this time. Get the chocks in place. Be a ground power unit down there. Oh, we'll get ground power on. Get the APU air off. And we'll leave Gen 3 on, because that's for the external power. And we'll run this to shut down the APU. In fact, Gen 3, no, we don't need that on. That's off now. Good. Right then, chat. So, here we are. Welcome to Stockholm, Arlanda. Let's deboard. Oh. Wait, what? Gate 12. Oh, we're at the wrong gate. I'm sure Okay, gate 11 it is. I don't understand that. All the services were here. Right, let's deboard. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to save your ears. Right, okay. So, after parking checklist, parking brake is on. HP fuel valve levers shut. Fasten seatbelts. Did I actually turn those off? There we go. Fasten seatbelt switches off. Air conditioning main. All off. Generators 1 and 4 off resets. Now, we are still using electrical power, so I don't want to turn those off just yet. Did I turn the anti-collision light off as well? I didn't. There we go. Get the booster pumps off though. We'll leave the nav lights on. Windshield heating we can turn off as well. And master radio. Oops. Turn the transponder off all the way. And yeah, I'll leave it at that, I think. Just while the passengers disembark. Alrighty then, chat. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Did I do the Stockholm update? I did. Right, so let's have a look at the landing report here. So we've got 167 feet per minute. And let's just have a look at this. Oh, that's not actually nowhere near as bad as I thought it was. And we've got a replay to watch as well, so we can verify these findings. Oh, look at that. Right on center line, right in the touchdown zone. Just after the aiming point, and 0 bounces apparently, 1.11 G. That was a pretty good landing, I have to say, I think, for my first time landing the 146, chat. Let's go. Not the 146, the F-28. Beautiful. Fucking brilliant. Lovely, lovely. Right. Which one of those is the thrust lever? Both of them. They're like redundant. One's for the captain, one's for the co-pilot. Oh, you know what we haven't done, chat? We haven't checked down here in the footwell. I always like to check down here and see what the detail level's like. Pretty good. Pretty good. We never found the brake temperature gauge either, did we? There it is. No wonder I couldn't see it. Lovely job. GSX profile, yeah. GSX profile. There is a one that comes with this airport scenery that was just updated. Actually, it works quite well. All right. What messages did I miss whilst I was focusing like hell there? Jack said, as nice as all these features are, I think you use them once out of curiosity, then forget them, like interiors of airport scenery too. Yeah, potentially. I mean, I think with this one, it is a little bit more interactive, isn't it? I mean, you know, you can stick on the airport, you know, the music and whatnot. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's not really the role that you kind of play as. You don't really play as a cabin crew, do you? Oh, look at this light here. I didn't notice that one before. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose it depends how involved you wanna get with things. I think this is probably something. I don't know. It's nice to have, isn't it? But having said that, there is in the EFB here you can have. Where is it? Auto cabin crew. So as they did with this flight, is they actually did the music on landing and things like that automatically, and I would assume they actually do that automatically when you first set up the aircraft as well, at certain points. So yeah, I suppose it is a little bit redundant, I suppose, but I don't know. It's nice, but I do see exactly what the message is saying. You know, like interiors of airport scenery as well. I do see that argument as well. Yeah. Yeah. Although I have to say, I do absolutely love what Marcus Nyberg did at this scenery. You know, he didn't make it too detailed, but it looks really, really good from the outside, if you know what I mean. It's quite nice to have that depth, isn't it? Good. Right, well, we'll wait for the passengers to deboard, and then we can check the replay, can't we? Wait, that says Fokking VOR navigation. If you know, you know. Exactly. That's what I was. That's what I was going for. Jetty did a 166 feet per minute, 1.16 landing in the ATI. Is that a good landing? Yeah, it sounds like a good. I mean, to be honest, your landing rate doesn't really define how good the landing is, in my opinion. I think you know, whether you hit touchdown zone and the center line is more important. So, say for example, you can see here, you know, if you touch down like. You zoom out here and look at the whole runway. Well, most of the runway. There's a runway threshold. Like, if you touch down, like, here on the side of the runway and way outside the touchdown zone, which ends here, but you got a butter landing, I wouldn't say that's particularly good landing. It's a smooth landing, but it's not a particularly good one. I think, you know, a better criteria to judge yourself by is whether you get the center line and the touchdown zone, and how close to the aiming point you are. Because if you're right at the end of the touchdown zone, that's still a little bit sketch, but it's still acceptable. But round about this area right here is perfect, and obviously center line as well. But yeah, I mean, on the face of it, it does sound like a good landing. And it looks like the landing rate thing is working again now. Like, you can recall it after the fact, which is nice. That wasn't working in the last stream, so you love to see it. You love to see it. Right, well, welcome to Arlanda, guys. Let's deboard the crew as well. This is going to be the final flight for today, unfortunately, chat. I'm just going to do the one leg today. But, yeah, welcome to Arlanda. This airport scenery, I absolutely cannot get enough of it. It's so, so nice. Right, Good stuff. So, oh, we've got an Ethiopian 787. Love to see it. Right. All the passengers deboarded. The bag's done. Let's watch the replay, shall we? Nice crispy shadows there with that higher shadow resolution that I put on. Right, let's go for... Ready for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff selected.
Not sure how long it's going to take to get all started up here. Oh, why don't we have a look at the night lighting as well whilst we're at it? That's pretty nice, I have to say. I mean, obviously we've got some lighting coming from the apron lighting here, but it's pretty nice. What about in the cabin here? Oh, yeah, buddy. That is very nice, isn't it? Look at that. Super nice. Detail in here is just fantastic. Very, very nice. Oh, detail at East Midlands is insane. Yeah. It looks absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. 100%. Yeah, it should be... Yeah, insane. What's the name of the tool that shows you landing? It's part of Flow. So it's this little icon here. I'm not sure if it's part of Flow Pro or not, but... yeah, it's part of Flow. It's really nice, actually. Really nice for when we're not using Newsky. It also uses the same landing rate variable from the sim as what Newsky uses, so it should be pretty accurate as well. Right, we're all fired up. Let's have a look at the replay then, shall we? I'm hoping, with it being a JustFlight aircraft, yes, they do a lot of things according to the SDK. Hopefully, the engine should play back well and all that other jazz. Sounds okay so far. Roy, take it easy, dude. Thank you very much for dropping by. Enjoy, enjoy. What's the plan on Sunday? What did I put on the schedule? Plan on Sunday is some Fenix A320 action between Zurich and Newky. Alright, let's fast forward a little bit here. Oh, look at that speed brake playing back quite well as well. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did it play back that part where I was, where the aircraft was talking out of his ass? I'm sure I just saw it do that. Did we go too far? Maybe we went too far. Oh, well, never mind. Looks like the flaps are all playing back properly as well, which is nice to see. This is slightly fast forwarded at the moment, by the way, chat. Right, normal speeds. Put a nose down there as well. Interesting. Fairly low coming over the threshold then. Oh, look at that float there. I was just about to touch on the aiming point. Oh, no bounce at all though. And I did actually touch down where the tool said, which you love to see. Lift dumpers aren't playing back, but I'm fine with that. Oh, now they're playing back. Let's see how low I actually was over the threshold here. Uh, 40 feet. Okay, so not that bad actually. Not as low as I thought. And then look at the... Just as I'm about to touch here. Ooh, just a little bit up again. Oopsie daisies. But look at that. Come on now. Right on centre line. Love to see it. Not too shabby, chat. Not too shabby at all. Right, shall we have one of these guys? Which window view shall we go for? We'll go for this one. Right, I'm going to play it out with this. So chat, that's going to be it from me for today. I'm using Skydolly MPS. Sorry, I don't know if I answered that. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to play the stream out with the replay from the wing view here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Leave a like on your way out if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic Friday evening and a Saturday. I'll see you again on Sunday for some Fenix A320 action back in a Airbus on Sunday. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye for now. Oh, I'm still on VATSIM pilot. Oops, daisies. That's quit now. Oops. Right. Bye, guys. Bye.